Good morning, students. I am Suraj Kumar, your geography teacher, and today we are going to start the chapter Migration Type, Causes, and Consequences. This is chapter 2 of your part B book India, People, and Economy. In the last class, we already finished chapter 3, that is Population Composition, of your part A book Fundamental of Human Geography. So let's see it. Migration means people used to move from one place to other. We already discussed the basic of migration in the previous classes. This is all about in detail study of migration on the principles regarding migration on the world perspective. Just see it. The story starts with a Ram Babu, who is a working engineer working in a steel plant of Velai, Chhattisgarh. So where it is? Velai. Just watch it. Velai. I am showing you. Chhattisgarh. You just see it. Center is Raipur, capital of Chhattisgarh, and just southwest of Raipur is Velai. So Ram Babu, who is a steel plant worker or engineer in a steel plant of Velai, Chhattisgarh, was basically born in a small village of Bihar in a district Bhojpur. Bhojpur is Ara. So he born at small village of Bhojpur Ara at Bihar. At the very short age, at the age of 12, he moved to a nearby town of Ara for completing his intermediate level studies, class 12 studies. Then he went to Sindri. Sindri is a place in Jharkhand. So actually he born at Bihar, Ara. Patna, east of Patna is Bhojpur. West of Patna is Bhojpur, Ara. So he was towards the east of Patna. Just see it. Here is Bhojpur. Okay, this place is Bhojpur, and from there he moved to Sindri. Sindri is in Dhanbad itself, just at the border of Jharkhand and Paschim Bengal. There is a town known as Dhanbad, and Sindri is a engineering institution is there, named with BIT Sindri. So he went for engineering in Sindri near about Dhanbad. This is location. Okay, so he went for Sindri for completing his engineering, and from there he got placement in this town of Bhilai. Here it is Bhilai, रायपुर के बगल में. ठीक है. Okay, so he went to Sindri, Jharkhand for his engineering degree, and he got a job at Bhilai. So what is crux of this story? This story is all about that a child from Bhojpur district of Bihar went for studies into different state, that is in Jharkhand, and from there he got placement in he got job in some other districts. So he migrated from Bihar to Jharkhand in for his studies, and from Jharkhand to Chhattisgarh, Bhilai, in search of job. So this way you can understand it. This is story narrating what it is all about. In Bhilai, this Ram Babu stays with his family for around 31 years. His parents were illiterate, and only source of his livelihood, only source of his parents' livelihood were agriculture. So from an agricultural laborer, he became an from the child of an agricultural laborer, he became an engineer in steel plant of Bhilai, where he stays for 31 years. Ram Babu has three children. They studies in Bhilai and Raipur itself. Means they got a optimum environment for their studies. They got a proper education up to intermediate level, and from there, after completing their plus 2, that is intermediate level, the children of Ram Babu moved to different places for higher education. So higher for the search of education, Ram Babu children's, there are three child who moved to different places. First child studies at Allahabad. Allahabad is in UP. All of you, I think all of you had knows it. Allahabad. This is Allahabad. Okay, Allahabad. The first child moved to Allahabad in search of for the upgrading of his education, and from there he then moved to Mumbai, and right now he is presently working in Delhi. So from Allahabad he moved to Mumbai for more higher education. Okay, from Allahabad he moved to Mumbai for more higher education, and from there he moved to NCR Delhi, our National Capital Region, Delhi, for the job. Okay, so this is story of the first child of Ram Babu. So how migration is working? Father from Bihar, Bhojpur districts, for their education moved to Jharkhand, Sindri, and from there in search of job he moved to Bhilai, Chhattisgarh, and first child of him moved from Bhilai to Allahabad, Allahabad to Mumbai, and Mumbai to Delhi. So you can see how higher education and job employment opportunity will push people from one places or force people to migrate from one places to other. So Ram Babu's first child now working as a scientist in Delhi. Second child got his higher education from different university of India. Second child also migrated to some other places like Bangalore or somewhere else, different places of India. He got education and now working in USA. So here we can look in earlier cases regarding the Ram Babu and his first child, there was interstate migration, that is from one state to other, then other to third state within India itself. But second child migrated outside India. Okay, just say it, from India to USA. USA is here, so he migrated from India to US. Okay, the third child, after finishing her education, settled in Surat after marriage. So third child, which is a girl child, after the marriage of her, she shifted to Surat. Just see it, Surat is here. So what are the factors of migration here? In case of this third child is marriage, earlier education and employment. So these are the factors of migration. This is not all about the Ram Babu, different people and different children throughout the India in search of these opportunity will move from one place to other, and this migration trend is nowadays become a universal trend. People have been moving from one village to another. So there is different type of migration from one village to other, village to town, then a smaller town to bigger town or big cities, then one country to another. Then there is also a trend of returning back, that one person moved from one small village to some other big town, and then they return after retirement. So there is lots of trend out there. Here we are studying about the migration. We already have some background related to migration in your book Fundamental of Human Geography. We already learned about the concept definition of migration there. Migration has been integral and a very important factor in redistributing population over a time and space. So migration is one of the important factors for redistributing population over different time and over different space. So these are the factors, these are the aspect we need to study as a geographer in relation with migration. So as a geographer we used to see about time and space factor. So as a geographer we need to look into these things. India has witnessed different waves of migration throughout our history. Means there was different phases on which time there was a bulk in migration. Means migration in bulk. We seen different phases where lots of people got migrated in a bulk from one state to other, or from even from outside India. Okay, so waves of migrants. There was migration from India towards other country, and there was a time also when people got to migrate in. If we look into the history, we will found that there were lots of migrants coming to our country from Central and West Asia, and also from Southeast Asia. Just see it. This is Asia. So we witnessed the time when lots of people used to migrate towards the India from Central Asia. Central Asia is all about this western part of China. So all these things, all these countries, Mongolia, Kazakhstan, these are the part of Central Asia. Then Western Asia is all about Iraq, Iran. तो आपने सुना होगा, you have heard in history, you have learned also in history that Mughals, Turks, ये लोग आए थे ना इंडिया में. They came into the India. Muhammad Ghori, Ghaznavi. So these are the people who migrated from the Central and Western Asia in India. There was also migration from Southeast Asia, that is from Thailand, Myanmar, all these smaller country, Laos, Cambodia. So Sri Lanka also, Bangladesh also, Nepal also, Bhutan also. So there was lot of migrants who used to come into the India throughout the historical time, throughout the history. Okay. So history of India is a history of a wave of migrants. So here it is defining that if we look into the history of India in perspective of migration, we can say that history of India is a history of wave of migrants coming and settling one after another in different part of the country. So this is all about that from one places or different countries people used to migrate in towards the India through the different historical time period. There was a lots of migrants, and from the time of Mughal itself there was a renowned poet known as Farooq Gorakhpuri. So he said with these lines like सर जमीन हिंद पर आवाम आलम के फिराक कारवां बसते गए हिंदुस्तान बनता गया. सो व्हाट इज सेड कि हिंदुस्तान की ज़मीन पे अलग अलग जगह से लोग आते चले गए, आके लोग माइग्रेट कर कर के बसना शुरू किए और धीरे धीरे हिंदुस्तान डे बाय डे बनता चला गया. सो ही इज़ टेलिंग इन रिगार्ड्स टू माइग्रेशन इटसेल्फ दैट लोग आके बसते चले गए और हमारा देश बनता चला गया. So India he is telling that if you look into the history, you will find that people who settles in India were came from different part of the world, and they permanently settles there, and they formed a different. They give us a different culture, history, everything. Like Aryans were also, if you look into the detail, Aryans were also migrant. Same way Mughals, Turks, uh, different people from different places used to migrated over different time period, and that's why this is said in that relation that caravans of people from all the parts of the world kept on coming and settling in India, and this led to the formation of India. Means झुंड लोगों का झुंड डिफरेंट डिफरेंट पार्ट से इंडिया में आके बसता चला गया, एंड दिस विल बी मेन this coming of caravans of people and settling there will lead to the formation of our country India. So these are the words of Farooq Gorakhpuri. Similarly, large number of people from India too. So he's saying about lots of people where came to India. Same way, there is large number of people from India too have been migrating to different places in search of better opportunity, especially to the countries of Middle East. So Indians used to also migrate out in search of better opportunities in job or like a better lifestyle or something like better quality of life, better earning abilities. Because of all these things, Indians also used to migrate out, especially to the countries of Middle East. Middle East is all about, just say it. Middle East is this. These countries are Middle East. This is Middle East. Saudi Arabia, mainly Saudi Arabia and related countries. Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Iraq. These are Yemen, Oman, then UAE. These are the country of Middle East. Mainly Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Qatar. These are the country of Middle East. So people from India used to migrate out towards the Middle East. Then Western European country, as I already told in the previous classes, these are the countries of Western European countries. These are the countries related to Western European country, mainly UK, France, Spain, Germany, Italy, including Norway, Sweden, Amsterdam, Brussels. So all these are the Western European country. So Indian people used to migrate towards this area, Middle East, Western European country, and then America, USA. It's all about America and Canada, Northern America, United States and Canada. So there is lot of migration of Indians towards these two countries, USA and Canada. Then there was there is a country known as Australia. And East and Southeast Asia में भी काफ़ी migration हुआ है, like a small country of Singapore. There is lot of Indians migrated in Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia. I will not say Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia mainly. So Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand and Cambodia. So all these area people got migrated out. Indians got migrated out. So now the next topic which we are looking into is all about Indian diaspora. So here we will look that when Indians in bulk used to migrate out and where they shifted and what are their overall diaspora. So first time during the colonial period, that is British time, millions of indentured laborers. Indentured laborers means those kind of laborers who officially signed to officially signed an order to migrate towards different countries where they were sent by British government. So they signed an official order and get and give approval for migration. Okay. So during British time, these are endangered laborers, and they were sent to different places like Mauritius, Caribbean islands, Trinidad, Tobago, and Guyana, Fiji, and South Africa by British government from the state of India, from the Indian state of UP and Bihar. So just see where these island countries were is. So they migrated from India to different places like, just see it here. There is a country known as Mauritius. इस मॉरिशस का जो प्रेसिडेंट है वो बिहारी ही है. सो देयर वाज अ लॉट ऑफ Biharis migrated in this small country Mauritius during British time, and this country is now ruled by Bihari itself. So one such country is Mauritius. Then Caribbean island. Caribbean island वेस्ट इंडीज़ का नाम सुना होगा. करेबियन कंट्री उन्हीं को बोला जाता है. सो दीज आर करेबियन आइलैंड. ठीक है. ऑल दिस कंट्री हियर आर कॉल्ड करेबियन आइलैंड. जस्ट ये देखिए, ये दीज कंट्रीज आर करेबियन आइलैंड. ओके. सो हियर यू विल गेट countries like Trinidad and Tobago. Just see it. This is Trinidad and Tobago. Port of Spain is there. Trinidad and Tobago is there. Guyana. Guyana is a country here. Just say French Guyana. Guyana is a colony of French. Guyana is there. Then comes some countries like Fiji. Fiji is also here. You will find there itself. Fiji, I think here is not here. Then there is South Africa. South Africa, everybody knows. Fiji is this side. Fiji Island, people used to go to Fiji Island for enjoying the vacations. So there are lots of countries are there in this Oceania. In this all area is called Oceania. So here small islands countries are there, and lots of Indians were migrated towards these areas too. Okay, just see it. Here is the Fiji. Fiji is here. Okay, so Fiji is there. Then Reunion Island is there. Guadeloupe, Martinique, Suriname by French and Dutch, and by Portuguese from Goa. So all these area, whatever he is saying, all the names are here itself. You will get small countries are there. So these countries, these small island countries of Oceania is the colonies of French, Portuguese, and French, Dutch, and Portuguese. So these people, French people, Dutch people, or Portuguese people, used to send migrants from Indian states of UP and Bihar towards these small island countries. Okay. Then Portuguese people used to send few of the people from India towards towards a country Angola in South Africa. So from India, especially from Goa and Daman and Diu, people were sent from Goa and Daman and Diu. Goa is here, like Daman and Diu. Here is Diu. Daman is here. So you will wait Daman and Diu part here. People from these Indian states, actually these places are under the control of Portuguese, and Portuguese send Indians to a country named Angola. Angola is here, just see it. So from there, Portuguese send Indian people to Angola. So these are our past. Angola, Mozambique is also a country here. Just see it. Eastern coast is Mozambique, western coast of South Africa is Angola. So if you look into African continent, अफ्रीका को अगर आप देखोगे डिटेल में, ईस्टर्न कोस्ट पे देयर इज अ कंट्री मोजाम्बिक एंड वेस्टर्न कोस्ट पे अंगोला. So Portuguese people send Indians to these places. For what are the purposes? The purpose for sending these people to these countries is to work as a plantation worker. So main purpose is all these people were migrated or sent by Britishers for plantation workers, and for that British government has officially signed an agreement. So under that agreement, the migrants were covered under time-bound contract, which is also known as India's Immigration Act. However, living condition of these endured laborers were not better than the slaves. So these are okay, these are endured laborers, but after migrating they found that, or in history if you look into the details, their living condition were just like an slaves. So you can say that these people were migrated just as a slave of Britishers to working in the plantation, working as a plantation worker in these small countries, these different colonies of the Britishers, French, Portuguese and Dutch, but their life is just like a slaves. ठीक है. Same way, after the Britishers, the second wave of migrants ventured out into the neighboring country in recent time as professional artisans. So first wave of Indian migrating outside India is as a laborers, plantation laborers, and their life is same like a slaves. So during British time, our migrant went as a slave to different part of the world, but now the time has changed. Now second wave came up with the recent professionals, artisans, traders, factory workers. So now different trained and skilled Indians started to migrating in search of economic opportunity to different countries of Southeast Asia, like the country of Thailand, Malaysia. Thailand is there. Thailand, Malaysia is this country. Thailand, Malaysia. Then Singapore is a small country here. Singapore. Then Indonesia, this entire country. Brunei is a this country, smaller one, this one, just see it. Brunei is a small country here. Bandar Seri is the capital of Brunei. So this is the country of Southeast Asia where Indian artisans, professional were migrated in search of economic opportunity, and they also migrated in some of the African countries. So there was a migration of artisans, professional into these Southeast Asian country and some of the African countries too. but they are not the laborers, they are not the slaves, they are basically a skill people who is having a skill in artisans, who are artisans, traders, factory workers, and even IT high skilled professionals trained against trained after this wave always continues. So trained after that second wave is still continues, and there was a steady there was no not a such a there again not a such a wave kind of trend, but there is a steady migration or outflow of Indian skilled and semi-skilled laborers in the wake of oil boom in West Asia. So after that, what happens? These semi-skilled and skilled people firstly started to migrate towards the Southeast Asian African country. Then there comes a oil boom in Middle East. So Middle East, I already told this is Middle East. So then there was a the discovery or development of oil boom in West Asia, and for that again Indian skilled and semi-skilled people used to migrate towards this country in search of better employment on better earning during the time of 1970s. So after the time of 1970s, Indians are started to move towards the West Asian country. There was again the outflow of entrepreneurs, store owners, professional businessmen to Western countries. So after that, what happens? There was a migration of different Indian high professional towards the Western country. Like you can see it here, from India to Western country of Europe. Okay, and from there was also a time that from India to America and USA and Canada. Then comes again the third wave. Third wave is all about IT professionals. So after the discovery of service sector in India, especially in the southern towns of Bengaluru, Hyderabad, then some sort of different places like Pune, New Delhi, all these places emerges as an IT center. What happens? There was a there comes a third wave of migrant, which comprises professionals like doctors, engineers, software engineers, management consultants, financial experts, media persons. So all these kind of professionals during the time interval of 1960s towards 1980s and 1980s onwards, they used to started migrating towards the different developed country of the world like USA, Canada, UK, Australia, New Zealand, and Germany, etc. So all these countries, as you already know, Australia is here, south of Australia is New Zealand, then here is US, Canada. Then if you zoom out, you will find that UK is here, Germany, France, Italy, Spain. So all these people used to migrate towards these countries as an doctors, engineers, IT professionals, software engineers, management consultants, financial experts, experts of financial economists, expert of banks, banking sectors, media persons. They also started to migrate towards these countries, these developed countries of the world. These professionals enjoy the distinction of being one of the highly educated. So they does not have a same sort of lifestyle like the earlier migrants. They enjoy a separate kind of distinction from other Indian migrants, which migrated in the past. Why? Because these people are these wave people constituting this recent wave is highly educated, highest earning and prosper group of migrants. So the last group of migrants are highly earning, prosper, and highly educated. So all these things, after liberalization in 1990s, after 1990s, education and knowledge based Indian immigration has made Indian diaspora one of the most powerful diaspora of the world. So after 1990s, after privatization and liberalization, Indian professionals and Indian skilled people now become a one of the best in the world, and all these migrants form and made Indian diaspora one of the most powerful diaspora in the world. So we had seen that how different sort of migration in migration and out migration works for a country, India. Earlier during the historical time, we seen that how from different parts of Asia people used to migrate towards the India, that like Mongolian people, people from Central Asia, people from the West Asia migrated towards India. Also, there was a migration from Southeast Asian country towards the India. Then how the time changed, and during the British period, we become a laborer and we migrated to different part of the world by the Britishers as a plantation worker. And now how from there, that was the migration, forced migration by Britishers are the first wave of out migration from India. From there, the second wave came up with the skilled, semi-skilled people, but they are not up to that level. They are also kind of semi-skilled itself, artisans, traders, factory workers, professionals, small professionals. They used to migrate towards the uh, different neighboring country like Southeast Asia, African country. Then there comes a emergence of oil field or oil wealth in the West Asia. Then in search of better employment and better earning, Indians were migrated towards the Middle East and West Asia. And then comes the best phase of out migration from India, that is of a best quality of doctor, best quality of IT professionals, best quality of software engineers, best quality of consultants, best quality of managers were migrated towards the most developed country of the world. And all these things makes Indian diaspora the best kind of diaspora in the one of the best kind of diaspora in the world. So we seen all these things. I think time is already running out, so we will start. We already seen all these things about the history of migration, in migration and out migration from India. So in the next class, we will look into the migration with respect to census of India, how census has placed migration as one of the important factors, what are the implication of migration over the census of India. We will see into the next class. Okay, bye bye, that's it.